Today I'm starting a mini-series to explore every corner of a garden, and what lies hidden inside is far stranger and more impressive than anyone walking past would ever imagine. Welcome to this little corner of life, my garden. I started with the melon section, where this year the harvest has been outstanding. Everything seemed calm until something caught my attention immediately. A Katydid in serious trouble, with a giant messer ant latched onto its antenna with its jaws. A scene I had never witnessed in all my years filming insects. Perhaps the Katydid put its head where it should not have, because these ants do not attack without reason. The worst part is that their jaw is incredibly strong, built like a trap. Once they close it, they never open it again. That is exactly why there is nothing I can do to help. Even though I felt sorry for it, this creature is a real nightmare for my garden. And here's the proof. Look at the state it leaves the leaves in, all eaten through and full of holes. It seems like they simply do not know when to stop. Since everything here is organic and I do not use any kind of chemical product on the plants, they roam free with nothing to stop them. Many times I get desperate with them and try to drive them out of the garden by every means possible, but these creatures are far smarter than they look, and before long they always end up coming back, as if they know perfectly well that this place belongs to them. They have excellent eyesight, they see me and are fully aware of my presence. They simply could not care less. Suddenly a noise right behind me scared the life out of me, and when I turned around I found a cow staring straight at me. Let's move on to the flower section, where the grasshoppers have taken over every corner. But they are not alone, because if you get close enough and pay attention, what you find among the petals will catch you off guard. There are creatures in there that have gone unseen all day, waiting. Suddenly I had to stop filming. Something bit me hard on the shoulder and I saw exactly where it had gone to hide. A wasp, for absolutely no reason, had just stung me on the shoulder and was now sitting there as if nothing had happened at all. It left a decent mark and all I could do was take it. Back to the grasshoppers, eating through my flowers without any hesitation. They are impossible to drive away. They jump a short distance and land straight onto the next plant. Right beside it, what looked like the definitive solution. A male praying mantis capable of striking with its forelegs in between 30 and 70 milliseconds. Impossible to follow with the human eye. I tried to pick it up to place it on the flowers so it could defend them, but it did not react the way I expected. It seemed glued to the plant, and every time I tried to grab it, it flew off. Only the males have the ability to fly. I eventually gave up, but then I spotted something hiding in the netting stretched across my garden fence, completely still, waiting. This was the apex predator of my garden, a giant female praying mantis, far larger than the male I'd tried to catch earlier. Luckily I managed to catch her, while the cow outside kept watching me without taking her eyes off me. I carefully placed her in the area where I had seen the most grasshoppers, and let nature take its course. Her camouflage was so good, they never saw her coming. But then I noticed something. Her abdomen was very swollen. This mantis was about to have young. Then I made my way into the watermelon section, where they were still growing and the harvest was looking promising. A corner of the garden I have always enjoyed exploring, and there I found a cicada molt, the empty shell left behind after completing its metamorphosis. But what really caught my attention was something else entirely. This area always had a lot of ants, and they seemed to be disappearing. They were carrying out a frantic move, transporting their larvae to a new location, leaving behind completely empty the anthill they had called home for months. Something truly strange was going on there. Maybe the humidity was no longer right, or maybe neighboring ants were threatening their colony. I decided to run a small experiment and feed them mealworms, since these ants are carnivorous. That way I could make sure to find out exactly where they were headed. And it took them no more than 5 seconds to find the worms and start hauling them toward their new home. It's genuinely fascinating watching a creature this tiny carry something so heavy. This food I offered them will come in incredibly handy as they settle into their new anthill, because with so much competition from other ant species living in my garden, this extra food gives them a huge advantage. This food I offered them will come in incredibly handy right now as they settle into their new anthill, a moment when any colony is especially vulnerable. And in my garden, the competition is fierce, several ant species fighting over the same resources. So these mealworms aren't just a quick meal. They're a real advantage that could help them get established before some rival colony tries to take advantage of their early weakness. I finally discovered they had moved right to where I had my pennyroyal plants, and that's when it all clicked. Besides feeding on insects, these creatures also feed on flower nectar. They love anything sweet. Right next to it, there was a trailer wheel that had been sitting there for a while, and without me noticing, an almost invisible web had grown between the spokes. The moment I turned it over, 2 orb-weaver spiders started moving wildly, doing that signature swaying motion they use to make themselves look far bigger and more dangerous than they really are. And that's where I had to stop filming. The sun was already beating down hard, and it was time to set the camera aside and get those bags of manure into the garden before the heat got worse. So I got to work.